Alistair Pinkerton lives nearby and often goes walking on Chobham Common. He's also a Liberal Democrat spokesperson in Surrey Heath. A very good morning to you, Alistair. So when did you first realise how bad the fire was?
Hi, good morning, Leslie. Clearly the fire started at about midday on Friday, and by the time I was at work in Egham on Friday, and I could begin to see the smoke actually going up over my university buildings at Royal Holloway, and I started to see reports on social media that this fire, bigger than previous fires this year, had really started to take hold. So Friday lunchtime into early evening was the key time when it really started to build in ferocity.
Yeah, and the photos, I'm just looking at the Daily Mail this morning, their headline, Scorched Earth of Surrey, with an aerial view shot, and it's utterly staggering. How has the community coped?
The community have been absolutely extraordinary. Clearly this is a community that have really come together during COVID-19, and I was heavily involved in an organisation called Surrey Heath Prepared, which sought to prepare the people of Surrey Heath for all of the trials and tribulations that we've been enduring during lockdown. And the great thing is that community spirit, which was there before, but which was then really cemented during those months, came to the fore. And clearly one of the challenges that the firefighters were facing was the sheer extent and duration of this particular fire. You know, a fire that has now lasted into its fourth day virtually. And one of the things that the community did was to begin to provide food and sustenance and provisions for the firefighters. And the Chobham fire station became a real hub of activity for people making donations, and it was a fantastic thing to see.
And you shared that appeal, didn't you, for food and drink for the firefighters?
I did. Yes, there were some amazing local people who were onto this incredibly quickly and started to coordinate that effort. And I was certainly asked to share that appeal through my particular social media channels. And the response has been utterly extraordinary. So supermarkets, fruit and veg delivery services, shops, private citizens have been bringing food and water and other provisions and stores along to the fire station over the past few days. And I know that the fire service have really appreciated that. Clearly firefighters are part of our community, and there are a number of small fire stations in and around Surrey Heath. And I think the local community really wanted to show their support for all of the incredible work that was being done. And it was a wonderful thing to see. And there's some brilliant photographs of all of the food that have been donated on the Chobham Society Facebook pages, if your listeners would like to see that.
Yeah, and it's just really lovely to see. And I think as soon as I saw the message appealing for help, no sooner was there then a message saying, thank you. We've had such a huge response that actually we don't need any more.
I think that's right. Yeah, within about an hour or two of me posting my message, certainly the message was going out. We've got quite enough now for the next few days, and your generosity has been very much appreciated. And it's just wonderful to see that kind of level of support for our firefighters. I think we all know in Surrey Heath that firefighters have an incredibly difficult task on their hands. Clearly fire is a natural part of the of a heathland ecosystem, and so these things are fairly common. But I think we're also feeling particular sympathy for firefighters at the moment, because they have undergone significant cuts over recent times. Their working conditions are harder than ever before, and I think this really was an opportunity for the community to say thank you for everything that you do. We understand the difficulties of doing the job that you have, and you have our great support.
Yeah, and another fire on Horsell Common this morning as well.
Sadly, another fire on Horsell Common. The Cricketers pub in Pirbright also caught fire yesterday. So whilst the firefighters have been dealing with this vast fire on Chobham Common, they've of course also been dealing with the standard fare of firefighters. And clearly they've had to rely on outside support as well. So the Surrey Fire and Rescue Service has been supported in tackling these fires with engines that have come from Hampshire and from Berkshire and from West Sussex. So, this has really required a regional response, such has been the scale and magnitude of the particular incident here in Chobham.
Thanks for your time this morning. Really good talking to you, Alistair. Thank you. Alistair Pinkerton, who lives nearby, often goes walking on Chobham Common and is a Liberal Democrat spokesperson in Surrey Heath. Thank you. It's 16 minutes past 8.